what's going on? Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky crazy kids in love that love doing some trailer reactions together.
This is true.
And we like taking some requests.
This is also true.
Mainly what we do. We're highlighting a new franchise. I don't know if it's a franchise. It's just it might be a single game. Maybe it's the start of a new franchise. I don't know. It's called Warpath, official live action cinematic trailer. A lot of times it's a balance we got to do, a balancing act. There's franchises that we've covered before that we want to keep going back to, like Assassin's Creed, Mortal Kombat, World of Warcraft, League of Legends. And there's other ones like Tom Clancy we want to get back to, and then there's new ones we want to highlight. And so it's, and there's games that a lot of people really want us to react to, like Diablo 4. A lot of people are clamoring for Diablo 4.
I've seen a lot of those comments too recently.
Yeah, so everyone wants Diablo 4 right now. We also like to go for the underdog, maybe the one that's not always requested and maybe not everyone reacts to.
And it's important to us to go to even the ones that maybe only one or two people have requested, because every single member of our community is important.
Yep.
So of course the ones that get a ton of requests, yes, those requests kind of elevate it in terms of the ranking on our list, but that doesn't mean that we're going to ignore the requests that come from one or two people. So if you have one, don't be shy if you're the only one requesting it. We will get to it because every person is important.
All set.
I love the details in the uniform, but I wish I knew enough about uniforms to know what they mean.
It's never good being wide-eyed in a war film, or because you're so dead.
He's not going to smile.
That was a good shot. Before you cut yourself shaving. You know, I mean, for a video game trailer, that was pretty powerful, and you know, the different messages that it was stating. Like, first of all, I have no idea. I have no idea what the gameplay is or anything like that. I don't necessarily know if it makes me want to play the game or not. But the whole fact of something I respect it from, like, you know, ye olden time back in the day is the leaders fighting in the wars, in the battles themselves. Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. You know, the reason he won so much people's respect and became King of the North is because he fought and he was willing to do everything that he asked anybody else to do.
100%. And I think that's why those types of armies will always persevere. If you have somebody who is willing to lead you and lead by example, that is always so much more powerful and elicits so much more loyalty than somebody who's willing to send 17-year-olds into war for their choices and for their benefit. It's never going to elicit the same loyalty. Sure, you can pay your soldiers and sure you can maybe be fighting even for a good cause or whatever, and I'm not knocking that. But if you're willing to put your money where your mouth is and you're willing to go in and do that, that will always garner the most respect. Because it just speaks volumes. That's why we idolize these stories and these movies William Wallace, Gladiator, Jon Snow, even Daenerys. She puts her money where her mouth is up until she burns down King's Landing. We'll just forget that part. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she goes in and gets it done. All of these people go in with their people and get it done. They would not ask more sacrifice of their people than they are willing to make of themselves. And it was such a powerful image to see that douchebag flinch at shaving versus these kids who are literally dying in battle. I mean, that was just...
Yeah, and the one was super powerful. Like, the two kids giving up their lives, and these two, old guys who are the ones, waging the battle, get to live on,
Who also are getting the medals, who are also getting probably the advancement in their careers from it.
And, they could have been, fighting in wars when they were in their youth as well. It's not to say that they weren't.
Well, and I will say that watching this put me... It kind of stirred up the emotions of all of the war movies that I've watched that I have had a very passionate and visceral reaction to, being Dunkirk, 1917, Saving Private Ryan, and then of course there's a great war scene, a very powerful and devastating war scene in the movie Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt, and as I'm watching this story, it just kind of stirred that all up in these stories that I've seen over and over again of these young men in war in terrible conditions, in imminent danger, losing their life. I mean, I was by the end of it, I was ready to cry. So I'm glad that you started to talk first, because I don't know that I could.
That's what I figured, because I got pretty choked up in there as well at the last image. Just to make things a little bit lighter, I do love how, in every war film or, video game, there's always the red-haired guy with, the mustache. And he saw him, too. He's like, oh! I'm like, oh, yeah, the token red-haired guy with the mustache.
He always has, the big, powerful weapon.
He was just missing the cigar in there. And, it would have been perfect.
Call back to our friend from The Walking Dead. He was in this, too.
He's in everything. But thanks so much for recommending this trailer, that we check it out, and we hope you enjoyed our reaction to it. We finally got to it. And yeah, just keep in mind that our reaction to Warpath, official live action cinematic trailer,
is definitely not definitive.